Hi, my name is Chuck Raydorf, and I'm in CJ 102 online, and this is the video blog assignment for the movie. So, being that I'm an ex-cop, I have a lot of cop movies. One that influenced me when I was very young is called Colors, and my initial response was going to be Colors. And I decided not to do Colors. The next choice I had was End of Watch, which is, if you're a cop and you've seen it, then you take that to heart, kind of like soldiers did with Platoon. And I figured everybody and at least 3 grandmas are going to be doing that movie. So I went with one that wasn't very popular at the time it came out. It wasn't critically acclaimed, I don't believe, but it was an excellent movie, and it's called Dark Blue. It's starred Kurt Russell. He was a sergeant or a lieutenant in the homicide division in L.A. This was the time frame was set during the L.A. riots. This was right after the decision about Rodney King came out, and so, or during that time, it was during the time when the trial was going on, and then right afterwards. And enters Kurt Russell as our antagonist and anti-hero. Now, he only gave us 3 examples to use, or to give you, for whether or not they violated really? It's getting tired. Constitutional crime. I knew it was there somewhere. In this movie, that's kind of what Kurt Russell is just one big violation of constitutional crime. He's a good guy gone wrong. He's a vigilante, not a cop. He just uses the badge to help him out. So I will start with one of the examples that I remember. There was a lot that happened, but anyway, they investigated a murder. It was what it showed to be a armed robbery gone bad. Several people were murdered, and he and his partner went to investigate it. They came up with 2 suspects. When they went to his immediate supervisor, that immediate supervisor told Kurt Russell and his partner he told Kurt Russell to make up an alibi for the 2 suspects that they had found and find other suspects to be able to pin it on. And the reason why is that they were working for his boss. His boss's name was Van Meter. So they were working for him, and he didn't want them getting popped. So Kurt Russell says, okay, he's a good soldier, and he would make that happen. Well, the conversation itself was probably borderline illegal, but Van Meter gave him an assignment, and he started to follow through. The first thing that he did was he needed a search warrant signed by a judge or an arrest warrant to serve on some bad guys that he had found that would work. Excuse me. And so he went to a judge and he asked for the judge for the warrant. And the warrant, the the probable cause for the warrant was not really there at all. Well, what he did is he told the judge, or he brought up the fact that he knew that this judge was had been in a porn movie during her college years, one porn movie, and he was blackmailing her into signing that warrant. He coerced her by threatening to expose her dirty secret, and she conformed to it. And so his first violation is blackmailing. That's a pretty straight out crime. He coerced her by threatening to expose her, and she complied with his request. She gave him a search warrant. So they served the search warrant, and they busted through the doors, and wonderful violence ensued. And his partner, who was a good guy, he hadn't done anything wrong yet, and he was a good boy. He ended up there was a guy out in the back alley, and his partner was drawing down on him, and then Kurt Russell came out and told him he was there, and he said, shoot him. Well, the guy at first had a gun, and he got rid of his gun, and then he got on his knees and told him not to kill him, and that he gave himself up. Well, Kurt Russell kept telling him to shoot him. Eventually the kid shoots him. So that is its own crime. However, Kurt Russell was conspiracy to murder. He was involved in a conspiracy. He was a conspirator to murder. Because he egged on his partner. He worked hard to convince him so. And then ultimately the act happened, and he was there. So he became a conspirator to murder. He was party to the idea. He had knowledge of it prior to the act, and then it happened. Many other crimes happened throughout the movie. Sorry, I think that was a text on the phone. Many other crimes happened throughout the movie. There was one, I am trying to, well, there's, oh shoot, now I feel kind of dumb. I forgot. I'm looking on here real quick because well, there's I don't know. I guess there's a lot of underhandedness. And there's a lot of smaller things. He went into a bar, and he committed a small act of violence. It would be a misdemeanor act. However, it's still a constitutional violation. He broke a shot glass in a guy's hand, I believe it was. There was also a suspect that they were trying to get information from, that they put it in the back of the car. Prior to doing so, there were some punches thrown in there, and that gave him a little extra incentive to speak, which is, again, coercive. It's battery. So there was a multitude of crimes. Of the bigger ones, he was involved in conspiracy with Van Meter multiple times, and there were allusions to them but never anything that we actually saw. So, and I chose this movie because it's kind of off the grid for most people. It's an excellent movie. It portrays how you can get lost in your own war, and you can lose sight of what you're fighting for. So it's kind of a fun movie, and it was a movie where the cop, who I really liked his character. He wasn't just such a jerk and such a bad cop. He would have been a great one, you know. So with that, I will call it good. I believe that's everything on the rubric. So I appreciate the class. Thank you.